welcome to Kate's Egg. Today I'm going up to see Mrs. Field, our fabulous neighbor, and she's just the nicest lady ever. She has lots and lots of calves, so you're going to learn a little bit more about cow operation and all the calves she has, and they're super cute, so I'm so excited to take you along. Right now we're on the drive up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video and share it with everyone you know. It really helps me to teach people about how their food gets to their table. Thank you so much. All those deer out in the field, that is absolutely crazy. Aw, they're so cool, a whole herd of them. Welcome to Kate's Egg. Today I'm here with Joyce Field, and she has the most wonderful cow operation, so kind of a neighbor, well, a faraway neighbor, and we're going to be exploring and taking a wonderful tour, so thank you.
You're welcome.
And learning all about the cow operation.
Oh, here's a fresh one.
There's a little baby right there. And there's the newborn one. Very cool.
Oh my gosh.
They're so cute.
1, 2, 3, 4 babies, 5.
Aww. They're adorable.
So yeah, they're like, oh, there's strangers in here.
The views are phenomenal.
It was really nice this morning because the mountains were so blue and clear.
Yes.
And then about 7:30 the wind came. It's over in this had barley in it, but we call it the bull pasture, and that's where we keep our bulls out there over there eating.
Okay.
And we noticed that the other day they were over here at the fence, so they're wanting to get to the cows. We have about 260 cows.
That's awesome.
And there's 6, 7 bulls.
Wow.
The heifers are the ones that they've never had a baby. That's why they call them a heifer. My husband's friend Justin comes and AIs the heifers.
Okay. And these calves are over a week old.
Yes. Yeah, the ones in the barn would have been born in this past week or just this week, and then
Oh wow.
and then these ones would be a little bit older.
How many calves would you say you have so far?
There's 260 cows, so he's about half or a little over half done.
Wow. Oh, one under there. That's so cute.
Oh, one in the calf windbreak. Yeah, wind protection up here is a pretty big deal.
Yes, definitely.
It used to be. So the old barn is that big silver building up over there, and it didn't have a lot of windbreak. And of course, he'd have some cows that would decide to have their baby out on a snowbank, and then they would get all cold and froze.
Oh, that's very bad, and especially how much wind we get in Montana. And you get so much more wind than we get, and I feel like I can barely stay on the ground when we have windy days, so I can't even imagine. So cute. Oh, they're just adorable. Oh my gosh.
There's a whole bunch of them in that windbreak.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
Yep. Saying it's too windy out. We're going to stay right here in the
I would too.
break. Maybe he switched it up this year because there's some white tags out here. Those must be the girls. It's really, really close.
yeah, they must love the sun coming out.
They do. Oh, look, they're running back for their babies.
Aww.
Smell each one and figure out which one is theirs. So this cow right here, with the little green thing in her nose,
Oh, yeah?
she tends to suck on other mother cows.
Oh.
So, even though she's a full-grown cow herself, she still sucks, and so we put a little nose thingy with little pokey things that stick out of it. It's called a cow sucker stopper thing.
My gosh.
So that's why she has the green thing in her nose, so that she's not sucking on the other cows.
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it seems like he's had quite a few of those this year and last year.
Really?
I don't know
Wow.
if it's a genetic thing or what the deal is, but
What's your favorite part about having the cow operation?
watching the babies.
Yes.
I enjoy the branding part of it, and moving them out to pasture is probably my most favorite because it's in June and it's beautiful and it's warm, and we trail them all the way from here up west and then out north. We've got pastures up north here, and then having the boys and the neighbors come, because we have actually anytime that we mess with the cows, it's a community thing. Like the neighbors come and help brand, and they
That is amazing.
move the cows, and they help. We all help each other ship the cows. And
That's
the
the
cows.
best part.
So yeah, just the whole community part of it, and the family time. We enjoy it. The hardest part is you're stuck with cows 24/7, 365 days out of the year.
Yeah, you never get a break.
So you don't ever get a break, and when we decide to go camping or whatever, Chris has to, he'll join us camping, and then he comes home every day and does chores or whatever he's got to do, whatever's going on at that time of year.
Yes, definitely, and that's what is so different about farming is harvest is your biggest time of year where you do the 100-hour weeks, and then after harvest, you still have things to do, but a lot less.
Right. And so we do both. We farm and we ranch. We pretty much get done with the cows for the most part in June, and then it's time for putting salt and mineral out. There's always fencing to do, so then June is kind of our slowest time. And then July comes, and then it's haying time. Haying and camping. So Chris comes back and forth haying and camping with us. And then once we're done in July with haying, then it's August, September. Well, he's usually haying from July through August. And then it's time to harvest our crops.
That's awesome.
And then once he's finished with harvest, then it's time to bring the cows home and get them ready for shipment.
It's definitely a whole year cycle.
It is definitely a year cycle, yes. So October is usually when he ships his calves. Usually ships he always sells the steers, and then if the buyer wants the heifers, he'll buy the heifers, but he usually keeps about 40 replacement heifers.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you.
And then he'll start feeding about, depending on the weather, about November is when he starts feeding, November, December.
Yes, that is very cool also. We have a lot of deer, but a lot of antelope.
Yeah. We usually have quite a few antelope, but this year and last year it seems like we've had a lot of deer. And there was a herd bigger than this. It was right in our yard, right around the haystack, and
Really?
just kind of coming through the yard and stuff. I'm like, man, they really like it right here.
Yes.
Not sure what they're finding over here.
Aw. Well, you have the cutest cows.
Yeah. So these are all Angus cows. They're not registered, but we do, I'm not even sure that the bulls are registered, but they are all full-bred Angus cows.
Awesome.
So yeah, once they get old enough, he'll kick them all out. There's a haystack right over there, a windbreak, and that's where he'll move them to once the babies are old enough.
And the babies have such cute personalities.
Yeah, they do. And then especially in the fall, they really know.
That'll be very interesting.
They're usually pretty curious, the calves are.
Yeah, they're all looking. That's amazing. Thank you.
Sandpoint is great just because it's very similar to alfalfa, except you don't have the bloat problem with sandpoint that you do with alfalfa. And it gets really pretty pink flowers on it. And when Chris goes and swathes it in July, August, the swather is usually just covered in this yellow pollen.
Wow.
So the swather looks very yellow.
That is very, very cool. And there's the Rocky Mountains.
And Ear Mountain. You know which one that one is?
Oh, it is?
That's Ear Mountain. It's got a slope.
Oh, yeah, I see
A
it.
slope.
That's awesome.
So
Very
most
cool.
of them we purchased from a neighbor east of Pendroy was selling bulls, and he sold out. So now the guy that he sold to, I think we're going to buy probably a couple more bulls from him. And then we also buy bulls from Conley's up at Blair,
Okay.
which is they're having their sale on Tuesday. So yeah, bulls look pretty happy.
Yes, they do.
They don't have a lot of protection here, but they do have a little bit of a windbreak over there, and then they'll spend time down in here out of the wind, which is nice. It's just a little gravel pit. It works pretty well for them.
That's amazing.
So Chris AIs the heifers, and sometimes they don't all catch, so we'll put the smaller bulls in with them for the cleanup. They call it cleanup, so they can finish breeding them up if they didn't get caught with the AI.
Okay, very interesting. They look like they're really having a good time.
Yeah, they kind of like it here, and when the wind changes, they'll smell the cows over there, and then they'll go check them out. Want to know if it's time to go visit them yet. They got a little while to wait. It's always important to have water and
Yes, that's really, really important.
accessible feed and stuff. Chris brings them out a bale and puts it in here about once a week. I think a bale lasts for them, and then they've got water. There's a spring just over the hill over here that they can go water.
Okay.
When stuff starts greening up in the spring, they'll pick around it, whatever becomes green. about the first week of January. She's usually done by mid-March.
Oh,
She
wow.
got 3 babies around here. She must be the babysitter. 4 babies.
Oh my gosh. Aww, that was so cute.
Like frozen ears. They don't like frozen noses, so then they dock you on your check.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and frozen tails, feet, any of that kind of stuff. So, but especially the frozen ears, if they don't like the frozen ears. So we try to make sure their ear. I don't know if it just makes them think that we take better care of them or what the deal is, but they don't like frozen ears. The meat's still good. It doesn't affect that.
Very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Aww, they're so cute when they run.
Yes. It's always a nice sight to see them up and moving around and running around and playing. And he usually, when he's buying bulls, he usually wants to check all their the bull stats, so that he tries to get bulls that will throw like 70-pound weight calves, because if they're like the Charolais ones, they're really big. Like the calves come in their 100-pound calves.
Wow.
And it's hard. So the 70-pound, he likes to stay around 70 pounds for the calves at birth time, and then it's easier for the mom, easier on the baby. Then he doesn't have to pull so many of them. We have some neighbors, and even down at the feedlot, they run the Charolais, and they have the bigger calves. They do a lot of pulling.
That's very interesting. Gosh, there's so much to learn.
There is a lot, yes. It's an all-year thing. And you'll see that the tag number on the calf should match the tag on the mom.
Wow.
And Chris can pretty well look at the calf and know which mom it belongs to, because he spends so much time with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw. How old would you say these baby calves are?
They're probably a week. The stuff over east, those are, they're probably about a month.
Okay. Still very young.
Oh yeah, yeah. We won't brand until middle of April. Bottle babies this year for you, so.
Really?
No, he hasn't had any bottle babies.
Wow. Is that unusual?
It just depends. It varies from year to year. Sometimes he has to, if they're not getting up and sucking on their mom, he'll have to tube them, which is like a bladder bag with calf replacement milk.
Okay.
And then he'll stick the tube down them and get them fed, and then he just works with the cow and the calf. He'll put the cow in head catch, and then he'll get the calf to get on and nurse. Sometimes they don't figure it out.
Yes.
But he hasn't had a lot of those either, which is nice.
Yes, definitely.
If they can mother up on their own, that's usually the best.
Thank you so much for the tour.
You're welcome.
It has been absolutely fabulous, and you have the cutest cows, and it's just phenomenal.
Yes.
And also, thank you for watching. Bye!
Bye.